Welcome back, my name is Literally Dead, and I have another Corruption 10-10 build for you today. This time it's the classic Evan team. The relics I'll be using will be the Insignia relic, and I'll also be using the Mask relic. The altars I'll be running will be 10 hero and 15 blood. Okay, with that out of the way, let's do this. Yeah, the position for this chapter is pretty simple, or this build is really simple. All I have to do is put the main Evan in the back middle, and then put the Mask Evan 3 spaces in front of him. If you add, or when you add Looney, sometimes she'll boost the Mask Evan. To avoid that, you just move things around, or just put him 2 spaces in front, or put him in the very front of the form to save yourself the hassle. I mean, it really doesn't change anything if you put him in the first row or the second row. Again, it really doesn't matter. I like to add a Looney to the edge here for a damage boost and to draw the Void Executors who instantly charge towards the unit with the least health. Looney takes a hit and stun for Evan. Oh, and since Insignia causes your carry here to get weaker the more units you have, I try to only have 2 Loonies, 3 max if you have them all at like tier 5. I don't have the math perfect, but that's like the general rule that I run by. If you know like the exact calculation, please mention it down below in the comments for whoever wants to know that. For equipment, I try to prioritize staffs and bows. Swords are fine, I guess, especially if you have like nothing else, but again, staff and bows are probably the best option for you. And once you get a tier 5 Evan, it's pretty smooth sailing, to be honest, until you hit the boss level. But yeah, other than that, you can kind of just cruise through this chapter pretty easily. Something I haven't mentioned yet, but if you want an advantage, you can move your Evan left and right. You can see it right here in this round, so that his initial ability hits the most amount of enemies. If you hold his sprite down, it shows you where his ability will hit. Use that to your advantage. Me, personally, I'm very lazy, so I usually just keep them towards the middle, and I'm just putting it here as like an example for the video. Alright. It's boss time. Add a second Looney if you haven't already. Add a third too if you can get her to tier 5. Also, if you have an extra Evan at tier 5, you can add him too. It's kinda up to you. I kinda make this U shape kinda like this, but here I'm gonna make a tier 7 Evan. Remember when I said add an extra Evan if you have an extra Evan at tier 5? Well, I didn't do that because I just don't follow my own rules, I guess. You do whatever you want, nothing matters. Just if it works, right? Alright, done. So when I farmed this chapter a long time ago, I would use this team. It's solid, it works, it's not too complicated. However, sometimes it's inconsistent, just a little bit though, especially if you have bad RNG. Make no mistake, this is definitely a solid team and it works really well. Anyways, thanks for watching, subscribe, or you will fall into the void. It's empty, it's nothingness, until the end of time. Forever. Always darkness. Somehow it gets darker. Darker. Alright, later!